Hey, so don't mind the low quality camera. Welcome to the video. I don't know what my channel is anymore. So we're going to talk about a video that Grandmaster J released. Now before I get into this, I'm going to say I am in full support for NFAC doing their own thing. I am in full support of 3%ers, Oath Keepers, whatever you want to name yourself, Lightfoot, what are some other ones out there? 3% security force, I don't know. Any militia, any person, as long as you're able to legally own a firearm, I completely am okay with you doing that, regardless of your skin tone, regardless of your ethnicity, sexual orientation, religion, whatever. As long as you're doing it within the laws and your intent is not to terrorize someone, intimidate someone, whatever, I don't care what you do. Do whatever. So, we're going to get into this real quick. I don't know how long this is going to be. I'm going to try to keep it simple, but so there's a video I've already seen a couple times, I'm pretty sure. And he was talking, Grandmaster J was talking about negligent discharge of the, I think it was an AR that they had. And they had their bolt open for some reason. Or, yeah, I'm guessing they had their bolt left open, bolt catch on. And so, I don't know why you do that, especially when you're not expecting to be in combat. Now, if you're expecting that you're to get shot at, okay, I get that. I honestly, personally, if I knew I was going to be having a chance of getting shot at, not meaning if I go to a protest, I'm going to think, oh, I'm going to probably get shot at. I'm saying literally if I'm like, I know there's going to be gunfire at one point in this, yeah, I'll chamber around. But there's no point. You're at a peaceful protest just to basically say, hey, this is our rights. So why would you do that or even leave your bolt open? But anyways, that's, yeah, off topic. So I have my rifle here, and this is going to be something I'm going to talk about later. You can't really see this, but if you look at my safety, even though the bolt's open, I have an empty magazine, aluminum, aircraft aluminum, empty. You'll see this mint green. It's empty. There's nothing in the chamber. I have the bolt pulled back, so I can stick my fingers up in here and you'll be able to see them. Yet I still have that safety on. You know why? Because when you're trained with firearms, one of the first things they teach you with a rifle such as the AR/M4/M16/ whatever else you use, they teach you that as soon as you're done shooting, your burst or your little couple pew pew pew, your safety goes back on immediately. Whenever I'm at the range or if I'm ever doing an op, as soon as I'm done shooting, boom boom boom, that safety goes back on. Even just sitting there, I don't even have to think about it going, oh yeah, turn the safety on. It's already muscle memory. I just instantly do it. Good. But off topic. So this person's talking about how Mr. J basically said that the bolt closed and it caused what's known as slam fire, which was common with M1 Garand's in World War II. What would happen is you basically put your stripper clip in, or your magazine, whatever, and when you'd go to release, it would chamber one of the rounds, and the firing pin got loose, and basically when it put the bolt into battery and chamber a bullet, the firing pin would strike the primer, detonating the bullet, or detonating the cartridge. If that, you get the point. It's called slam fire because your firing pin, yeah. Anyways. So he's saying that happened. I've never really had that happen with an AR. I've seen it happen, not in person. But that's probably also what happens when you buy shit off Wish. Just saying. So my tip to you is if you're going to buy stuff off Wish, make sure it's accessories and not the actual internals. Because that's sketchy as hell. That's asking for trouble. So anyways, he's saying that what happened is they had their bolt open and a loaded magazine. I just have an empty one here because I'm not going to be putting that anywhere close to my firearm if I'm not ready to shoot or if I'm not at the range. So what's funny to me is he's talking about, oh yeah, he did this. Okay. And your point is? What did he say? The bolt, I gotta say it like him. The bolt has closed. The weapon has fired. Really? So if you're telling me if I slide this back one more time, this isn't gonna... Whoa! Whoa! Well, If that is the case and you did have a slam fire, that's unfortunate. That is like really rare. Okay, I'm not going to say it's impossible. Anything's possible with firearms, honestly. But I'm going to tell you this. If you have a slam fire weapon, you better be really careful with that. Because if you're not, it's going to consider as a machine gun. Because the definition of a machine gun, toned down, like literally as simply as put possible, a machine gun is defined as discharging multiple rounds by one trigger pull. That also can mean that if you set a trap or a target, like one of the steel spinning targets, and you tie a string to that and goes to a pulley system that goes to another gun tied to a string that pulls that trigger, that counts as a machine gun. Even though it's pulling a completely different trigger on a completely different gun, it's still only done by one trigger pull, and that's it. So it counts as a machine gun. So if you have a weapon that every time you chamber around and it goes boom, and then you pull that trigger and it goes boom, pretty sure that's going to classify as a machine gun. So might want to be careful with that. Might want to fix that, like now. Also, before you go, hey buddy, check this out. Boom! Oh, shit. Jeremy's got 3 eyes now. So I'm just saying, you know, be careful with what you do with firearms. But anyways, so I don't understand really how you could manage to do that with one of these, because these are one of the most reliable tools that have ever existed. They went from being a piece of crap hunk of metal back when they were first designed, and through the years we've honestly really improved them. And I would use this rifle over an M16 from the 1980s. Why? Because I prefer 30 rounds over 20. Or 45 rounds, or 60 rounds, depending what magazines you use. I use all sorts. I do not use 100-round drum mags, though. That is dumb. That's asking for trouble. I don't like having to re-rack every time. But anyways, so talking about slam fire, or tapping your weapon when it's out of battery, and it ends up going in the battery. I have a Glock 19. There's no magazine, and there's nothing in the chamber. You can see my eye through it. So let's say I have the slide lock on, right? I've done this before, and I already did this once today, trying to show this, and then I found out my camera wasn't recording, and I got a blood blister from it because my finger basically caught in the slide. But anyways, I've done this before on the range, and this is how I found out it works. Put a fresh magazine in that's loaded, present out, and for some reason, I think I went to do something. I don't know what I did. I smacked the top, and I was like, oh, okay. Okay, so let's say I do what I did. You know, I put a magazine in it, and I go to sit on a concrete bench or something, right? Okay, great, awesome, perfect. I lost my train of thought a second ago. So let's just say that I set my weapon down, or I drop it from like that far, right? And again, no magazine or anything, but I smack the top of this just right. It could even be with another object. If I got a water bottle like this, if I do it right, I'm not going to do it because my luck I'll puncture this. But if I got my water bottle, I just smack the crap out of that top of that Glock. Again, I already know I can do it with my hand right now, just bitch slapping it. Why wouldn't I be able to do it with the plastic? You know? So, but again, let me just try this. Oh, my laser turned on. That's dope. That's really all it took. 3-finger taps. And it just slid forward. And where's my thumb? You can see it poking out right here. But guess where my thumb is? Way back here. This is the trigger, or not the trigger, the slide release. So you're telling me that an AR, yes, you can put it in the battery by taking it and slam it in your shoulder. I've done it before. I'm not going to do it now because I have the stock that has stippling on the back and is all plastic. So as soon as you drive that in your shoulder, it feels like somebody's taken a bunch of barbs and pointed needles and just jabbing it in your shoulder / bone. I'd rather not bruise my shoulder again. But anyways, again, I can do it with the Glock. I don't know why I did it when I was on the range. I put my magazine in, I present it out, and I let's see, smack the top, and I just shot. And afterwards I was like, why did I do that again? Okay. But I was just like, okay, boom, okay, changing mag. And then I just did it like I normally do. So, but anyways, I don't know, man. You know, I don't want to harp on him, because I can understand how something like that could happen again. The rifle he used in the video was from the 90s, he says. But again, it's still the same, like, variant / similar model. So, bro, just be careful what you're saying, because every time I've seen this man, I don't want to sound rude, but I get disappointed. Because, again, I'm in support for militias as long as you're not trying to cause issues or basically loophole and breaking laws and getting away with it. You know, tipping your toe in the water going, oh, you didn't catch me this time. I'm not in trouble. I'm not going to jail for gun crimes, but whatever. Do whatever. But every time the NFAC, and it's unfortunate, every time the NFAC has ever shown up in public, it's unfortunate, they make themselves look like dumbasses. We always have people that show up in public protests that make themselves look like dumbasses, but these guys, bro, they take the cake. They take the cake. But anyways, this is just me rambling, honestly. This is just stuff that I've had in my head for quite some time now. I'm still kind of just in like a fathomless thought where I'm like, what? Bro, use this thing up here. You still have it. I don't know, man. This world is 2020, man, is just have the alien invasion already. Just can we get this shit over with? I'm done with this.